So now Andrew Cuomo is in a bit of a pickle because he lost badly in the primary, and a lot of it had to do, I think, with his pro-Israel. So you remember when they had the mayoral debate in New York? They were all tripping over each other to suck on Israel's harder than the next guy. So remember
the first
this?
day of office, they're going to take a trip to Israel. The first, fourth or fifth trip, some of them.
Yeah.
The first foreign visit by a mayor of New York is always considered significant. Where would you go first? Left to right, Ms. Adams.
First visit, I would visit the Holy Land.
Mr. Cuomo?
Given the hostility and the anti-Semitism that has been shown in New York, I would go to Israel.
Mr. Tilson, where would you go?
Yeah, I'd make my 4th trip to Israel, followed by my 5th trip to Ukraine, 2 of our greatest allies fighting on the front lines of the global war on terror.
Mr. Mamdani.
I would stay in New York City. My plans are to address New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and focus on that.
So that was a big watershed moment for a contending mayoral candidate in New York City to say, I'm not going to Israel.
Wait, are you telling me, Jimmy, that a guy, because do you hear the question? They go, many people consider the first foreign visit of the New York City mayor to be really important.
No one does.
What people?
Who
the fuck thinks that?
No one thinks that.
I wouldn't even be able to answer the question. I'd be like, who told you that's important to any? I lived there for 20 years.
Jonathan Greenblatt
never came up with any New Yorker I ever met in my life.
I think Jonathan Greenblatt, he wrote that question.
Yeah.
So here,
go on Tagli.
So after Zoloft Mondavi says that he's not going to Israel, in comes the reporter. She has to break in. Wait a minute.
Right.
Wait a minute. Like, they can't just keep going down the line. She breaks in.
Can I just jump in? Would you visit Israel? As mayor?
I will be doing, as the mayor, I'll be standing up for Jewish New Yorkers, and I'll be meeting them wherever they are across the 5 boroughs, whether that's in their synagogues and temples or at their homes or at the subway platform, because ultimately we need to focus on delivering on their concerns.
And just yes or no, do you believe in a Jewish state of Israel?
I believe Israel has the right to exist.
Not
as a Jewish state?
No,
as a state with equal rights.
So what they're asking him is, do you think it's cool for Israel to be a Jewish supremacist state? And he's saying no. He's saying no. If they could be a state, but they have to have equal rights for everybody. And so they're coming. Watch them come at him.
He's going to lose his TikTok.
He won't say it has a right to exist as a Jewish state. Be very
clear. And his answer was no. He won't visit Israel.
I said that.
That's what he was trying to say.
No.
So you remember that? How Andrew Cuomo and the rest of them are trying to suck off Israel as hard as they can? Well, now, since he got his ass kicked in the primary, now he's changing his stance on that. Now Andrew Cuomo said, he was asked, well, do I support what the Israeli government is doing vis-a-vis Gaza? No. Do I support Israel's impending humanitarian aid? No.
Wait, you haven't been?
You've never been. Andrew Cuomo. Oh, wait a minute. You've never been.
Yeah, that's why I was hoping
this
for.
This isn't on anymore. This is
it turned off.
This is unplugged. Okay.
I don't know why it turned off.
Do I support what Israeli government? Andrew Cuomo is recalibrating his message ahead of New York City's mayoral election after his defeat in the Democratic primary. This isn't on.
Oh, I wonder why that's
the
not
iPad's not on.
Maybe Israel didn't want him to kill all their bubbies and zadis.
Cuomo shifts tone on Israel in New York City campaign revamp post-loss. So here's his new thing. Former Andrew Cuomo shifted from his historically fierce defense of Israel, recalibrating his message ahead of New York City's mayoral election after his defeat in the Democratic primary. Cuomo, who served as legal counsel to Benjamin Netanyahu, said in an interview Tuesday that the vote for Zohran Mamami, an outspoken critic of the Jewish state, signaled a shift in how some New York Democrats view the actions of the Israeli government. It gets into a nuance that we have not. So now he's talking about nuance. Very nuanced. We got to get into a nuance. Do I support genocide? Yes. But it's nuanced.
Yeah.
He said, do I support what the Israeli government is doing vis-a-vis Gaza? No. Do I support Israel impeding humanitarian aid? No. Still, Cuomo condemned the rise of anti-Semitism, one of his main talking points during his campaign. Does this justify anti-Semitic activity in New York City against Jewish people? No, right? But now it's a finer line in the discussion.
Anti-Semitic activity, you dipshit. Well, who the fuck did somebody say go back to Poland? That's about the harshest I've heard. The rest are fake.
The new tone marks a subtle shift in Cuomo's language around Israel. He said at an event in Hampton Synagogue last month that Mamdani's supporters are pro-Palestinian and they don't consider it being anti-Israel. The Forward reported in a statement sent late Tuesday. Cuomo spokesperson Rich Azapari said the governor was mimicking two sides of a discussion. In this case, voicing the opinion of a portion of the electorate that is saying they don't agree with everything Israel's doing, or they think Israel is hampering humanitarian aid, and that while they are entitled to their opinion, that does not justify anti-Semitic behavior. Speaking in the voice of a hypothetical interlocutor. Did I not say that correct? Interlocutor is a rhetorical habit Cuomo is known to engage in when arguing a point.
What? The Bailey family is coming back from Chuck Schumer?
Yeah. There has been a lot of misinformation about what's taking place on the ground in Gaza, and the governor is not in a position to know what Israel or the UN or the Red Cross is doing or not doing, as a party said. In a statement attributed to Cuomo, the former governor said every moral and humane person or entity should make every effort to ensure that the goods intended for civilians get to those civilians and that the hostages must be released and the humanitarian crisis must end. So he's playing both sides.
He's not in position. He's not the governor no more, right?
Right.
So what does he do with his time?
In 2024, Cuomo joined the legal team defending Netanyahu against the arrest warrant issued for him by the International Criminal Court for alleged war crimes in Gaza.
Sounds like he's in position.
At the time, he said he was proud to be on the legal defense team for the prime minister. By contrast, Mamdani has said if he's elected mayor, he would arrest Netanyahu if he came to New York. Cuomo said during the primary campaign that anti-Semitism was the most important issue in the election and had bet that New Yorkers' voters would reject Mamdani in a city home to the largest population of Jews outside of Israel. But Cuomo said Tuesday he would be more nuanced in his messaging on the subject, moving away from what he called a binary conversation. Well, it turns out Israel's non-binary. Who knew?
Can we have a non-binary conversation for once on Israel, please?
Israel is non-binary, according to Cuomo. He distinguished between supporting Israel and opposing anti-Semitism versus approving of the Israeli government's actions in Gaza.
Wow.
That's yeah. I could support Israel and oppose anti-Semitism.
That sentence doesn't make any sense.
Don't sit on your head.
Don't read that twice. It makes no sense.
Versus approving, right? That doesn't make sense. During the primary, pro-Palestinian voters interpreted Cuomo's pro-Israel stance as supporting Bibi Netanyahu's positions, he said Tuesday. Yeah.
Well, defending him also for war crimes might have given that impression.
You're also defending him for war crimes.
Bilbo, not a Jew who.
Heidi N. Moore says, quit the recalibration from 8 months ago. Quite the recalibration from 8 months ago when Cuomo was legally defending Netanyahu's war crimes. Yeah.
Yeah. Did he defend him without looking at the evidence? How would that be?
I see we are slowly entering the period where everyone who wasn't against what was happening is going to pretend that they were.
That's right. And they're going to blame it on Netanyahu at the end of the day. And they're going to go, well, we got that bad man that caused the problem out. But
how can Cuomo not be in a position to know what's happening in Israel, Gaza, when he was on the defense team of Benjamin Netanyahu, who was defending himself about what's going on in Israel, Gaza?
I don't know, the same way he got away with killing all them old people and all the other evil shit he did, and somehow he's back.
Somehow he's back.
That way? Because everybody is a dumb cow that has no memory of anything?
Remember they gave him an Emmy for the way he handled COVID, and then they found out he killed a bunch of elderly people, so they took that back?
He deserved it more. That means he deserved it extra. Nobody thought about him killing old people while he yammered about his... dude, Kyle me used to write the Andrew Cuomo Rock and Chart show, where he'd show like, hey, when I kill these old people, popularity plummets. Just going over his... Remember that?
And if you'd like to hear my jokes about COVID and, Gaza and Israel, come see me in Rutherford, New Jersey, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Appleton, Wisconsin, Rosemont, Illinois, Chicago, Louisville, Kentucky, and Fort Wayne, Indiana. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. Anything you like to say about this, James?
The anti-Semitic jokes you're making?
Yes.
Well, I think, one thing I do need to point out is that the Democrat Party has just lost all of their wits about them because he lost the primary.
Yeah.
And then now they're going in and saying, well, he's going to run independent. Imagine if it's the other way around, Mamdani running independent.
Oh, they would never.
Oh. I mean,
they would never stop. They would never stop killing him.
They would have deported him by now.
They would have deported him for running
Yes.
as an independent.
Yeah, I mean, imagine. I mean,
Right.
what kind of hypocrisy is going on with that?
So Cuomo's got the balls that Bernie Sanders doesn't.
yeah,
Isn't that interesting?
I guess, but
Imagine,
Jimmy,
so if we could just
yeah.
mix Bernie Sanders with Andrew Cuomo, we'd have an effective politician. Isn't that something?
Oh, great. So Mamdani, as you recall, we played the thing. He's a phony himself who's going to enact a lot of the same hate speech laws that TikTok is employing
Yeah,
with an IDF check.
What do you think?
So after I watched that absurd questioning, where will you go first? And that stupid circus, and he goes, well, I'll defend New Yorkers. The obvious right answer is what Mamdani said. I don't think they're that stupid, and I think that he's being set up as a new kind of AOC. Remember AOC?
No, he is. He's
on the
definitely
house. And that was
Mondami's being
bullshit.
He's the. What do you think of Mondami? People know what I think. I think he's a phony, and he's just gonna make. He's going to only make changes around the edges, right? Because he's still, for instance, he's still against reinstating workers, New York workers who didn't take the vaccine. He's against them still. So he was anti-worker during COVID. He's still anti-worker. That's some kind of socialist, right? That you're forcing workers to take an experimental medical treatment or they can't go to work. That's not a socialist. That's
National socialist. It is.
That's a national socialist. That's a Nazi. That's a fascist. So he's where it counts, just like with Barack Obama and AOC and the rest of them, and where it counts, they're on board. They're on board.
Yeah, he's going to push the anti-Semitic. He was pushing all this speech crime shit. We did the story about it where he's talking about it, and then immediately know he's a phony.
Yeah.
So meet the new boss, same as the old boss.
Yeah.
How long is everybody going to be tricked by this shit? Forever?
What do you think about Mamdani?
I think he's genuine. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, say he's genuine, but he will eventually be co-opted.
So what's genuine about him? You don't think he's co-opted right now? No,
I think he's on his way. He's already saying, "Hey, we can't say I don't like the globalize the Intifada." He's already doing this stuff. And he's like, "Oh, we're going to increase our budget to combat hate crimes."
Hate crimes,
exactly. So he's already doing that.
Yeah.
But I think he started from a genuine place, and I think the establishment didn't expect him to do so well. And now that he's done the thing, which is to win the primary. They're like, "Oh, okay, now we're going to try to get in control of this guy. If we can't beat him, we want to co-opt him."
Yeah, I'm just saying they're going to.
Where'd he come from?
They'll let him. They'll let him open up a city-run grocery store, But in the meantime, he's going to enforce hate speech legislation and do and he's still going to screw workers over who wouldn't take a bath. It's like he's not what he presents to be.
No,
and he's not going to be. Where did he come from?
Do you know?
He was a city council person.
Well, he was a city council person, Kurt. That's where he. But he came from rich parents.
Oh, he was like a rapper and all this stuff.
He came from
Listen, you're a rich kid Indian rapper. I don't trust you. I'm with Ann Coulter on that one. And she dated Dinesh D'Souza, and she should know. Yeah, you all thought she was racist, but she was dating Dinesh D'Souza. So that she got some hard-won opinions from that relationship. I bet you.
Come see us on tour in Rutherford, New Jersey, New York, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Appleton, Wisconsin, Rosemont, Chicago, Louisville, Kentucky, and Fort Wayne, Indiana. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.